making a game where all you do is fight bosses, you have to make all those bosses stand out, especially if all you do in the game is punch and dodge. In Punch-Out, they have to make every single boxer unique, and I feel like they succeeded with this. I feel like some of these boxers should be talked about more, but they're often not, mainly because, well, this is a series that only has 4 games. So most of these boxers get forgotten, or just aren't talked about as much. And I feel like they should be appreciated. Some of these boxers are actually really interesting, they're pretty challenging, and they're sometimes pretty stereotypical. But some of these boxers are just some that fans have to appreciate, or just anyone in general can appreciate. And you thought real boxing was epic. I really don't like narcissistic characters, but Super Macho Man, now that's a different story. Super Macho Man is a Hollywood movie star surfer dude who's full of himself, but he comes off more hilarious than annoying. A lot of the things that he does are just hysterical, and he's the type of person that people would laugh at because he's trying to look like this hotshot, but he ends up looking foolish. And he didn't just pay to get himself to the top ranking. He's a pretty strong boxer with a lot of powerful attacks, like his super move, the Super Macho Clothesline Spin. He can be somewhat annoying at times, but there are just some things about him that you just can't help but love. If you ask anyone to name a Punch-Out boxer, the first thing that they'll probably say is Mike Tyson. The second thing that they'll probably say is King Hippo. But why do fans love this obese, Godzilla-sounding boxer that can't keep his pants up? Wait, did I just explain why fans love him? King Hippo acts like a wall in the Punch-Out games. In Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you have to recognize a pattern in order to take him down, and he has a lot of health, so you have to repeat this pattern a lot. And if you don't know this pattern, you're going to have to face a lot of strong attacks that will knock you down. And this ability of him being a wall is translated more in Punch-Out Wii, where you have to defeat this wall in order to become the minor circuit champion and move on to the major circuit. And then in title defense, he becomes even stronger, where you have to knock down his defenses, which is a manhole cover, which is covering his weak spot, and then you can take him down. And you thought I was comparing him to a wall just because he's fat. Have you ever thought what it would be like if Little Mac were to fight an animal? Well, he's kind of already been doing this. That animal's name is Bald Bull. Now, Bald Bull is crazy. He will take anything out of his way, no matter what it is. And if you get hit by any of his attacks, you'll see that he is powerful, especially when you get hit by his super move, which is the Bull Charge. If you get hit by this, you're going down. But there are some ways that you can counter this and knock him down before he can hit you. Whether you time it right, or you use a secret that went unknown for over 20 years. And then there's Punch-Out Wii's title defense, where you need to use a star punch to take him down. You can time it perfectly when he's going to do the Bull Charge, but that doesn't matter. He won't go down. You need a star punch. I wonder if Little Mac would find it easier to fight a real bull than Bald Bull. So, what was the original idea for a Russian boxer? An alcoholic drunk on vodka named Vodka Drunkinsky. And you thought an Italian boxer called Pizza Pasta was bad. Later changed to Soda Popinski. This guy is also a very quick and powerful boxer. The best thing is radioactive soda that he drinks, which gives him extra strength and extra speed, and probably explains why he's so tall. With this, he can do really fast and powerful uppercuts that are done from 3 to 5 times in a row, and he's got these really quick hooks that you need quick reaction to dodge. He can also take out some soda and drink it during the match to regain health. But you can also punch this out of his hands, but if you do, he gets pissed. And let me tell you, it is not the right idea to piss this guy off. Count on Punch-Out to have an Indian boxer that has a magic flying carpet, a tiger skin, and a magic turban that can make him fly, teleport, or make clones of him. That's not racist at all. but it's this unique factor that really makes me like Great Tiger. And his fighting style is actually very challenging. Basically, you have to look at the color that his jewel on his turban changes to know when to dodge an attack, what attack he's going to do, and how to counter. And then, then there's his specials. These are very powerful, and if you aren't focusing, and if you're not quick, you will face repercussions. Or those concussions. I don't know, Great Tiger could probably give Little Mac a bad concussion. After seeing all these boxers, you'd probably think that Japan is just super racist towards all these other countries and cultures, but at least they also made fun of their own country. That makes everything okay, right? Well, at least Piston Hondo isn't a bad stereotype. He did have his pretty stereotypical moments, but for the most part, he's actually very cool. He's a boxer that fights with honor, and he also has these pretty cool training sessions that are like Karate Kid on massive steroids. Now his fighting style. He has these uppercuts where he hops around before he does it, meaning that players have to focus on where he's actually going to throw it based on his hops. And then the Hondo Rush. If you don't stop him from doing this, he will constantly punch you until you go down. I also like how Japan didn't make him the most overpowered boxer. He was the champion of the minor circuit in his first appearance, and he was the first fight in the major circuit in his second appearance. At least Japan didn't make him the most overpowered boxer, or else that would just be favoritism. I feel like the main reason Punch-Out started getting a fan base was mainly because of the NES version being called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and people mainly got the game because they wanted to see what it would be like to fight Mike Tyson. First they'd have to get through all these other boxers, and then they got to the dream fight and realized, Mike Tyson is really fucking hard. So Mike Tyson has these one-hit KO uppercuts, and even when he's not doing them, he has really powerful punches that do a lot of damage on you. And as for you only have these windows where you can do up to 2 hits, and that's not a lot. That doesn't take a lot of damage from you. So you're going to have to keep dodging and keep attacking. Now I feel like Mike Tyson made this game very interesting, mainly because you wanted to get to the final boss. You were compelled to fight Mike Tyson and determined to beat him. And that's why I feel like Mr. Dream isn't that good. Yeah, licensing ran out, but it's just that Mr. Dream isn't as interesting. He's just a last-minute character that was added just because of licensing running out. And it's not as interesting. You don't feel compelled to beat him the same as you would for Mike Tyson. That's why you gotta appreciate Mike Tyson. He's the one that made this game popular. I really don't care about Super Punch-Out. I felt like it was going too much for a style like the arcade version, and I just felt like it's not as interesting as Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or Punch-Out for the Wii. But what I hate most is how they made Aaron Ryan such a generic boxer, when Punch-Out Wii was able to take him and make him into something much more interesting. Aaron Ryan in this game is fucking psycho. Like, you see this guy, he's not even in the middle of the ring for most of the match. He's constantly moving around. Oh, and did I mention how he fights? He throws elbows and headbutts. Those are illegal in boxing. How's he not getting penalties? And he also has horseshoes in his boxing gloves. Like, seriously, how is this guy still able to box? He should be banned. And then he comes in title defense with a weapon, which is his old gloves, except tied to a rope. Like, seriously, this guy really needs to be banned from boxing. I feel like he's gonna kill somebody. So Punch-Out does have a lot of abnormal boxers, but then there's Mr. Sandman, who's just completely normal. But you see that he worked his way to the top, and he deserves his spot in some of the highest rankings in the games, because this guy is powerful. Mr. Sandman looks like the type of boxer that would be pretty strong but pretty slow, but nope. He's fast and strong. Like, you see moves like his special move, the Dreamland Express, where he intimidates you, and then he goes in for a bunch of quick uppercuts, and these will take you down. And then there's Punch-Out Wii's title defense, where after you become the WBBA champion, Mr. Sandman gets pissed. and I mean, this guy is furious. And I wouldn't mess with this guy. He looks like the type of guy that when he puts you to sleep, you probably wouldn't wake up. Yeah, you probably already guessed this. Little Mac is number 1, but it's not just because you play as him. That would have been a cop-out. But I like Little Mac for a similar reason why I really like Mr. Sandman. He's just an ordinary kid. Now, I'm not saying that fighting Mike Tyson is something that the average 17-year-old does, but he's just a kid from the Bronx. Now, there is the whole Gigamac thing, but let's not talk about that. You see a bunch of these other boxers fight using some tools to assist them, but Little Mac doesn't do this. He just fights using his own skills. And there are his super moves, which are just basic moves. He's got the Star Punch and the KO Punch, which are just really powerful uppercuts. That's all that's to them. And he's just a kid that wants to become the champion of the WVBA, and he wants to work his way there using his own skills and his own training. Now that is a true champion.